You know what's like one of the biggest heartbreaks? When you see like a really pretty girl or just like a baddie, but she ends up having like the worst hygiene, and you're just like, I live in Miami, so I see this a lot where I'll literally see like a baddie. I'm just like, yes, like you look so good. But then like this girly like barely showers. If they have like acrylics, see like hella dirt under their nails. Like I literally saw like brown under this girl's nails, and I was like, what is that, what I think it is? Like, ew, you know? Or like they have like BO, or like they smell a little funky. I'm just like, what the hell? Like I'd be so disappointed because like I was rooting for you. Because a lot of the time girls who like care about like their appearance will usually be like hygienic and clean. Like it's so disappointing because then I'll be seeing them doing the grossest things and like not really like taking care of themselves. Like if they go in the bathroom and it's like stinks, I'm just like, girl, like take care of yourself. Like, why are you looking good on the outside but not caring about your inside? Like, please do better. Like, I've heard so many guys and so many guys I know to complain about like, oh, like I was with this baddie, but like she smelled so funny, like she smelled weird. Anyways, I just be getting to this point. I'm like, no, please, if this is you, do better.
Ladies, don't be a pretty girl and be dirty. If you're going to present yourself as a clean woman, if you're going to present yourself as a high-class woman, make sure your house is clean. Make sure your kids are clean. Make sure your car is clean. Make sure everything around you looks how you look. Because you cannot present yourself well-kept and then your home and everything around you is dirty.
You don't know how to wipe your butt properly, but you want to fight to do whatever you want to do. Like, make it make sense. I just could not be quiet on this because this is a real issue. This is a real problem that I've spoken about before when it comes to women in their feminine hygiene care and the lack of care, right? I saw the video of the waxer talking about how women, and this is something that waxers have came out and talked about before, about how women are laying on their tables with feces in their private areas, toilet paper, like bodily fluids, just nasty. But these are the same women who fight to say I could do whatever I want to do, wear whatever I want to wear, just have this very I could do whatever I want mentality, but don't know how to properly take care of their bodies. They stink, they have odors, but want to have the latest designer. They want to brag about how they get this, they get that, but you have tissue and poop in your butt and you want somebody to wax your behind. We need to do better as women. We cannot be putting a full face of makeup on with poop stuck in our butt. Like, we have to stop. Seriously.
Okay, you have heard from the men and they are complaining, and you have heard from their bad experience about women having bad odor during their approach. Like, pretty women do stink too, and that's an honest opinion about it. And we are not going to argue about that because there are some women who don't usually take care of themselves. Now, I want to start with the fair truth. Like, everyone has a body needs. Like, men and women both sweat. Like, there is get odor, they have stress, and go through changes. So, the conversation shouldn't be like women are bad or men are complaining, but rather like personal hygiene, which matters for everyone, right? Like circumstances, there is heat, there is work, there is stress, there is hormones, which affect body smell and appearance. And I want to talk about it as a whole, not to focus on the punanis, right? Like that stress and that body heat is already removes the attack versus the defense framing. So we want to say that there is basic self-care habits for women, and let's say for everyone else. Like, these are practical points people usually mean in those complaints, like body hygiene. So you have to bathe regularly, especially after sweating. You have to use a mild soap for skin folds, underarms, groin, feet, such things. You also have to dry properly after bathing to avoid odor buildup. We know there are some people who, even if they have bathed, they will produce a bad odor. That is a body smell, right? And they need to eat healthy. They need to always bathe. They need to regularly take care of themselves. And we are also not talking about even the punani alone. We are also talking about the oral hygiene. Like, please brush your teeth twice. Clean your tongue. Floss when possible. Because bad breath is one of the most common complaints people are misunderstood in the society. Clothing care, Yeah. Change underwear daily or more if needed. Like we find that a lot of men, they're taking almost 2 months for them to change that underwear. And their women are encouraging them to do that. But also, there are also some women who also do that. Like they can wear underwear even 2 days, right? So don't reuse sweaty clothes. Like you need to wash bras and fitted clothes regularly. So feminine health, we have to say it is very, very much important. You need to take of yourself. Like the vagina itself is cleaning and no harsh touching needed. Like you use water or gentle unscented products externally only if there is an unusual odor, pain, or say discharge. It may be like a medical issue, not uncleanness. Eh? Skin and grooming. Let's say this. Like keep your nails regular. Like wash regularly both based on hair type and lifestyle. Manage body hair in whatever way makes you comfortable. Not a hygiene requirement. And importantly, defense, like don't turn it into women are dirty. I want to say that to men who are in this video. Like a strong way to defend women is like saying poor hygiene is a human issue and not a gender issue. Like social media has already exaggerated extremes about women that they are smelling badly. You cannot judge women. You cannot judge an entire group on a few people. Like honestly, I've also met women who are entirely clean. They are clean. They smell good, right? So a balanced clothing is that if like we want to say that cleanliness is a personal responsibility for everyone and not an agenda issue. And when people talk about hygiene problems, they should.
Yeah. So I came to the conclusion that the reason why some of y'all are smelling like down there is because y'all don't do a sniff test. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm Caribbean or how I grew up or whatever, but some of y'all are afraid of y'all vaginas, and I'm confused. Like, y'all never looked at it, y'all don't touch it, y'all don't smell it, nothing. Like, I mean, granted, you don't have to do all that just to know it smells weird, because sometimes you can really smell it just by just not even looking at it. But I guarantee you, if you do the sniff test, you wipe and sniff, or you put your little finger up there just to get a little whiff of your own self, you're gonna know firsthand. You're gonna know firsthand. Make sure your hands are clean, by the way, because you don't want to be putting stuff out there to give yourself germs. But you're gonna know firsthand. And then once you know firsthand, you know what he's gonna be smelling, or what all of us are smelling, bitch, because you be confused.
I'm sorry. You know what? No, actually, I'm not sorry. One of the worst things you could do as a woman is come outside smelling fucking funky. I don't care. Argue with your mother. Because working customer service, I come across a lot of people. And it is so disappointing to me when I smell a woman that just smells horrible. And I hate to talk about people, but it's like, we're girls. We're girls. You know, like with men, you expect certain shit. Not all men are clean. Like a lot of men be, but a girl, not the girl alive. Like, oh no, we don't come outside smelling like that. One of my most received compliments is that I smell good. Like, I don't play about my smell goods. I don't play about having my deodorant on every day. I don't play about layering my lotions and my perfumes. I don't play about my breath. I don't play about none of that. Hair gotta smell good and all. Shit, even my man can say he barely see me lacking. I don't play like that, okay? Especially if you got a man child, you better not be smelling funky. You better be smelling good all around all the time. It's really that deep for me, and it should be that deep for you too if you're watching this. It's no way as a girl should you be coming outside smelling like that. Because if I can smell you, you can smell you, and it'd be like, damn. That is crazy. Like, as a woman, take care of yourself, especially that hoo-ha down there, okay? Because you know we can easily get smells down there. Take care of your coochie, take care of your breath, take care of them underarms, take care of your body, period. Take care of yourself. What the hell? Oh, and let me throw in this extra little tip. Also, we too damn grown to be going to the bathroom and leaving period pads, period tampons. We're too grown to be leaving that stuff in the bathroom. We're too grown to be not flushing the toilet. We're too grown to be leaving stuff in. Like, who raised y'all? Who raised y'all?
Black girls, gather and unite. Let's have a brief conversation about kitty cat hygiene, because the boys are out here trying to do us. And I saw a viral video today that a guy said 7 out of 10 black women he hooks up with have an odor. I don't like to hear that. So let's get into it. Auntie has something to say. Okay. Now, I'm going to assume that all of you know how to wash your stuff. We're grown. We're black. I know y'all get in the shower. I believe in you. So we're going to skip past that part. But there are some other things that could be affecting your feminine hygiene, and I want y'all to be the freshest. I don't want the boys out here trying to do us and talk shit, okay? So we're going to get in here, and your auntie's going to give you a couple few tips. Number 1 is, please drink as much water as humanly possible. Things that can create a quote-unquote fishy odor is an excess of sodas and juices and processed fluids. You want to keep as much water in your system as possible, because what you secrete is what is in your bloodstream, your system, from what you've eaten and you've consumed, right? Water. That's number 1. If you really want to get crazy with it, lemon water. Okay, I prefer fresh lemons, but in a pinch, lemon juice will do. Lemon water is so deodorizing to your system from the inside out and creates that freshness and gets out any toxins. So put your lemon water together in the morning, drink a bottle every day, at least make sure that your insides are hydrated and fresh. Now, the other thing that helps, liquid chlorophyll. Liquid chlorophyll is also a deodorizer that literally takes away any odor from your body. That's if you sweat, that's under your arms, that's down here, anything. So this, you put 15 drops in a bottle of water. So that could be your second bottle of water for the day. So you do your lemon juice in the morning, your liquid chlorophyll. That's also going to give you energy and do a bunch of repairing. By the way, this is good for a million other things, but one of the wonderful side effects is that it decreases or deletes any bodily odors. The other thing, though, is possibly your hormones are imbalanced, and that's something that you can go get blood work done at your gynecologist, and you can check that out. If you find that it is off, you can take herbal tonics to rebalance your hormones in a way that's not synthetic, and it has some things in it that are just known to be really good. So those are like your black cohosh, your chaste tree berry, wild yam root, licorice root, sage leaf, dong quai. These are all known to balance the female system. They also have this in the form of tea. So if you ever see woman tea or womb tea in the grocery store aisle, it has the same herbs in it. Really good for our systems, cleanses us out. Okay, now I'm going to age myself. I'm going to give you an old school trick. If you have a appointment with a gentleman caller and you're a little unsure of what might be guaning, okay, here's what you do. Hydrogen peroxide, a tampon, soak the tampon, put it in there, leave it for about 15 minutes, fresher than a daisy. You're welcome. Also, if the fellow aunties have any other tips and tricks, drop them down in the comments, because again, I don't want the fellas out here doing us. I want my queens to be fresh and confident, okay? Because you deserve. All right. Love y'all.
Pretty women be stinking too. In between, they don't be washing too. They don't be taking care of themselves too. They don't be drinking they water like they supposed to. And I've experienced this firsthand. Literally firsthand. So back in college, I had a homeboy, right? His name was, we're going to call him D. My homeboy D and a couple of rest of us went out one night, right? And D is like light skinned. He from Alabama, so he got like a country accent, tattoos, pretty boy nigga. He played on the football team with us. He was one of them. He could stop a show. He walk in and women is gravitating to him. That's what kind of guy he was. So on this specific night, we all went to a club. You know what I'm saying? We was having a good old time and things of that nature. And these women walked in. Bunnies. They were bunnies. About 4 or 5 bunnies. You know what I'm saying? Friends. And D, you know, he was on one that night. So he rallied them up. And then he started introducing us to all the bunnies. So he was like, oh, this is my boy Ray. And he was naming everybody else. And the women was choosing who they want to, right? That's how it was out there in college. Especially if you in one of them white towns and you black, they was going to, them women was shooting. Them white women was shooting, and they was shooting till the lights went out. So D was telling me, he said, hey, man, this girl want to come back to the dorm. And mind you, these women do not go to our school. They just live around in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They live around in the town. So he was like, yeah, she want to go back to the dorm. I said, I bet. He said, man, what your girl on? I said, let me see. So she wanted to come back to the dorm as well. So I was like, oh, we in there, bet. Now, mind you, D is a roommate with my brother. So they upstairs on the 3rd floor. I'm on the 1st floor, but my roommates, you know, we cool and things like that. They also play on the football team too. So the night go on. It's 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, and we at McDonald's, because that's what we do after the club. We go get McDonald's. So the girl hit him up. He's like, oh yeah, she on the way. And the girl hit me up. She's like, oh, she on the way. I guess they coming together. So boom, I get shorty inside the room. You know what I'm saying? I send her to the gulag. You know what I'm saying? GG's. I'm laid up. I'm laid up chilling. And all I hear is, oh my gosh, hell no. What the? That's my boy D coming down the stairs to the first floor. He's banging on my door. So me and Shorty raise up like, what the hell going on? So D like, hey Ray, come out here, bro. You gotta smell this. I'm like, smell what? He said, man, you gotta smell my hand. I said, bro, nah, stop playing, bro. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Shorty next to me was getting a text message from her friend talking about, we leaving. So Shorty got up. D left. He didn't left. Shorty got up and she stormed out the room. So me, I'm lit. Like, I'm a little drunk. So I said, man, I wanted to check on my boy because it sounded like it was dreadful. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like it was bad, but I just ended up going to sleep. So I woke up over. It had to be like 10 o'clock. I go upstairs. I bang on my bro in them door. My nigga D, he's on the bed like with his head down, and his hand is just like drooping over his knee. Like he done did something wrong. Like he done slapped the bitch or something. He said, bruh, I cannot get this smell off of my hand. I was messing with the chick last night, and now I got a crazy smell on my hand. Bro, when he walked past me, I smelled it. He walked past me. Drake is taller than me. He walked past me. I smelled it. We went to the bathrooms, right? Because they had like a tub in the back where I guess you could put ice there and lay in there if you want to take an ice bath or something. Nigga, we tried milk. And mind you, I didn't get my nose close to it yet. We poured milk on his hand. It was like 3 of us in there scrubbing this nigga hand, like forearm and everything. We trying to get the smell off. We in there working like it's a 9 to 5. We in that bitch sweating, everything, trying to get the smell off his hand. We tried milk, and then that milk didn't work. Milk was like, nah, nigga, this ain't gonna cut it. Then we got tomato juice. I think we went to one of the people on the floor. Somebody on the floor had tomato juice. Then we tried tomato juice. The tomato juice did a little bit better, but you can still smell it. I swear to you. So after all that work, I was like, bruh, we gotta go to brunch because they about to close, the cafeteria about to close, or we not gonna be able to eat nothing. I'm hungry, nigga. We drunk last night. We was doing everything. I'm hungry. So we mobbed to the cafeteria. But Drake, D had a, I almost said bro name. D had a little bag over his hand, bro. Like he had broke his hand. He had it over his hand because the smell was that bad. But eventually, niggas got the smell off his hand. I think it took a while, but niggas got the smell off his hand. And the woman, she was nice. They were all nice. She was beautiful. That little white girl, she was beautiful. But she stank. It was a tragedy. I couldn't believe it. Fast forward, like a month later, we seen the same women in the club. We ignored all of them. I don't care. I'm riding with the homies, man. We ignored. He ain't messing with her. I ain't messing with none of them either. We ignored all of them, bro.
Hurts my chest more than seeing a beautiful woman that smells bad. So I went on a date recently. She invited me out. I'm having a good time. We're having the time of our lives. And then she says, hey, I gotta ask you a question. Now that had a little bit of hate to it, a little bit too much. I leaned back because I felt the lines come out like a cartoon. And I felt like my face was about to get melted off. So I get back in the range of the firing zone. I said, what's up? And she said, how the R word have a smell to it? It messed me up. I grimaced back like the shake. I was confused. I said, oh, this is new information. I go ahead and focus on a single word she said. She said, oh, you must have ADHD or something. I said, yeah, let's go with that because this is making me lose focus deeply. I was concerned. I didn't know how to break it to her. I didn't know. So I just dropped subtle hints. All I did the entire time that we were on the entire day, I just started dropping subtle hints. I said, I like to bring a toothbrush out because you never know if food can get stuck in your mouth. And she said, oh, yeah, I take my dental hygiene very seriously. I could tell she was a liar. I could feel it in her chest. I could tell that she was immediately lying to me, and I don't trust people like that. I immediately broke my trust with this woman immediately, so I knew we weren't going to date after this. And she said, yeah, I value, cleanliness and hygiene and all these things. And I kept talking about it. I kept dropping hints. And she said, yeah, you talk about hygiene a lot. I said, I'm just very health conscious. I just care deeply about it. It's one of the most important things to keep up on because you never know when your teeth might fall out or rot or you might need a root canal or maybe a toothbrush. I don't know what it is. It messed me up so deeply and I still don't grasp it to this day. Her breath was messed up, but she was beautiful. She was gorgeous. She was drop dead gorgeous. She was a 10 out of 10 in California. She was amazing. However, the issue that was ever present was the fact that she smelled like a garbage lord, a goblin, as if she had not even surmised the idea and concept of toothpaste, as if it was a foreign concept, as if it was something that was imaginary. The sheer perception of dental hygiene did not exist in her life. Now, I had assumed that maybe it was me. So I brushed my teeth in the bathroom. I was confused. I was concerned. Wasn't me. And then she had completely white teeth. That messed me up. However, she had what were called yin-yang teeth. This messed me up deeply. She had completely white teeth, but her gums were darker than me. I was like, oh, interesting. Now, later in the day, I did tell her, I said, you know what? Your breath is not good. It smells horrible. She said, oh, yeah, I've always had an issue with that. I said, why is that? She says, I don't brush my teeth. I said, why? And now, I knew there was something wrong. She was too pretty to be going on a date with me. I was wondering what the issue was. Discovered that she doesn't believe in toothpaste. She says, no, I just don't trust Big Dental. I said, you don't trust Big Dental? She said, yeah, I don't eat any sugars or anything of that variety. So my teeth are so nice. But I just don't believe in Big Dental because I think the natural scent is how you should operate. I drove home immediately. I didn't even say a word. I just walked away. That's just, why? What?
I'm gonna do a quick story time. Then I'm gonna list the things that I think indicate woman has bad hygiene. So let's get it. Alright, so boom. This is back in high school. I was about 14 or 15 years old. I went out on a date to the movie theaters with this girl. So, we watched the movie. Everything was going well. We started kissing in the movie theater, right? But then after we stopped kissing, I smelled my top lip. I was like, what is that smell, bruh? And yo, I knew right then and there, it was that girl. Her breath was kicking. So what I had to do was, I told her like, yo, my mom needs to pick me up. I gotta be out. And I dipped. I swear to God. But that's definitely one indicator if her breath stinks. So another thing is if her teeth look yellow or has plaque on it, but that kind of coincides with her breath stinking. If she has chapped lips, that's a no. If she has dirt under her nails, yeah, no, that's a dub too. If her nails and her toenails look crusty, cause I get a manicure. And last but not least, if she has BO, cause that's a